Yo, welcome back to another Grizz Culture podcast hosted by me, Mr. C. Micah, also MKJ, and also my brother JB, but it's just me solo dolo tonight after the Grizzlies got a huge win against the Golden State Warriors. But before we dig into all that, we have not been on for a couple of days, but we back now. We'll try to get as many of these game recaps in as possible. We're so glad to be back with you. But before we get started, man, please do. I would be remiss not to say, please do like you see on the screen and go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and so you can follow and keep up with everything we do on the Grizz Culture podcast, where we bring the culture to Grizzlies fandom. You feel what I'm saying, man? All right, look, let's go on and get started. The first subject for tonight that we're gonna get into. Before we do the recap, we got Steven Adams injury news. Unfortunately, man, it's been a tough week for our team. You know, on Saturday morning, the video came out about Ja Morant bandishing, I don't know what, flashing a gun while he in the strip club. You know what I'm saying? And he gets basically suspended by the team. Then we have Brandon Clark goes out with Achilles injury. Then we have Dylan Brooks gets suspended. And then, you know, it's just raining. Then today we get the Adams injury news. We kept thinking he's going to be back in just a couple of days because he had initially they said 3 to 5 weeks. We was at the 6-week point. He was practicing, doing 5-on-5 with the team, and all of a sudden they say he's out for another 4 weeks, and he had some stem cell treatment. From what I've heard, that while they was in LA when they played against the Clippers and the Lakers, he went to see a specialist about his knee. He had a PCL tear. If you didn't know what happened back in January when they was playing the Phoenix Suns, and he literally hurt his leg at the very last second as the buzzer went off as they were losing the game. It was just a totally dumb injury. But anyway, we was thinking he was gonna be back this week, possibly even this game, and then we get the update earlier today that he's going to be out another 4 weeks and he will be reevaluated. They gave him some stem cell treatment. From what I heard, what happens with the stem cell treatment, they pull out some of your bone marrow from like your hip, and they put it into the area that's hurting to help speed up the healing. It seemed like he was healed pretty good, but I guess he has some swelling or something. But that sucks, man. We really need Steven Adams because he's like the offensive anchor, which doesn't make sense. He don't score a lot. He only averaged 6 points, but he is 6 points a game. But he is so incredibly awesome at screening, and he's so incredibly awesome at rebounding. And it's been a tough few games without him. But here's to hoping he'll get back by the playoffs. But you know, me personally, man, I don't think he's coming back this season. You know, he was just fine, and all of a sudden now he's, you know, hurt for basically the season. Something just ain't right. It's been, like I said earlier, man, it's been a rough time for us Grizz fans this week. It's been rough with the Ja Morant stuff and everything else going in. But hey, tonight we was able to get a good win. But before I get into the big win tonight, we're gonna go back to the Lakers, and I'm gonna give a quick recap of what happened in that Lakers game. You know, the Grizzlies, first quarter, Grizzlies lead 10-8 at the 6.5 mark. They started out slow. It was an ugly game, man. Like from the very tip, the game was ugly. Both teams was very, very, very much off on offense, and we weren't playing well. Not much flow, not much flow to the game yet. Tillman goes out, and Jaren puts AD, and Jaren gets put on AD, and automatically goes to work on the boards. Tripp isn't strong enough to deal with him yet. Lakers get up by 8 with Davis in a great rhythm. I'm going to say that all night. Anthony Davis was a beast that whole game. He kind of took advantage of Jaren. Jaren does not have the man strength yet to be able to deal with Anthony Davis. I mean, Anthony Davis got grown man strength, and Jaren don't get it yet. And we saw that a lot during the game. Moving on to the second quarter. More of the same to start. The Lakers up 9 minutes into the quarter, and then we just look out of sync. Overall, Zaire looks like a broken player. Like he's, you know, G League him, send him back to the G League. We need to start over, try again next year with Zaire in this game per se. He didn't look good. We had a few good Conchar minutes. The game is pretty ugly though. Still, AD goes out with an injury, and we take a small lead. What happened in the injury is David Roddy. When AD was going up with a rebound, David Roddy accidentally swiped him in the face and scratched his nose, and his nose wouldn't stop bleeding. but he came back in a little bit later. And we take a small lead once AD goes out. Jaren gets to popping. He gets it really, really going because he didn't have to deal with Davis no more. Then Davis come back, and they instantly go on a run. Grizz lead 57-56 at the half. It seemed pretty promising at that time. I mean, I really thought we was going to be able to pull it out because we were so rusty offensively, but we still had a lead. So I really was thinking we was going to pull it out. All right, to the third quarter, Grizz come out steady. DB having a good night, but can't get much separation from them. Up one halfway through the quarter, and Jaren comes up a little gimpy after some contact. They make a run, and we go cold towards the end of the third quarter. It ends up tied 78 with 2 minutes left. But to close the quarter, Lakers lead 82-80 to close the quarter, like I said. Fourth quarter starts, and this is where it just gets pitiful. The same old song over and over and over again. And if you guessed it, the Grizzlies lose a lead. Grizz start fast and grab the lead back with two quick scores, from Roddy and Bain. 8-minute mark, we're getting to the line but missing. That's also the same story. We've seen a lot of this season. Jaren gets 2 cheap fouls and now have 5. Grizz down 5 with 4 minutes left. They try to go to Jaren in the post when Jaren comes back with no luck. Grizz just could not get enough stops to win the game. Lakers got hot at the right time, down 7 with 107 left. Can't score can't score at all. Game, set, match. Hammer nail coffin for the Lakers. What happened in that game, man, is we got nothing for Bain. I believe Bain scored only 7 points. And when you don't have nothing from Bain, we can't deal with that without Ja Morant being in the game. Ja Morant is not playing right now because he's away from the team dealing with his issues and getting himself together, hopefully, prayerfully, you know what I mean? But we cannot have a game where Desmond Bain only scores 7 points. That cannot happen. It cannot work. And because of that, we lost. Also, we crumbled under the pressure. The offense was looking bad. Taylor Jenkins' rotations, as usual. This is like a broken record. Did not look great, as usual. And then also we had the dumbness of Dillon Brooks shooting too much. They left Dillon Brooks open constantly and regularly in the corner. He missed every single shot. Now, the whole Memphis fan base was very upset with Dillon Brooks at that time because he kept on shooting and kept on missing. It was just bad. It was an ugly game for him. And we ended up losing, and we choked away a game against a team that we're not worse than. Even at this state, we're not worse than that team. But the Lakers are playing well together, and AD had an AD night. AD murdered us. I believe he had like 30 and 20 rebounds, like annihilated us, and that was the game, man. Also, I can't remember the young man, the guy with the little highlight in his hair. Let me look it up on my trusted internet. But anyway, yeah, the Lakers, man, they just beat us, man. Let's keep it real. They beat us, and it was a bad look. We should have won that game, but it just didn't work out, man. Let me pull up this box score right quick. Give me 1 second. All right, yeah. So as we look at this, hold on. But yeah, AD really was in his bag that night. Like, seriously in his bag. He was hurting us. And Jaren was not ready for that. Jaren going to have to grow up a little bit more to deal with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is another level. But for the Lakers, it was Lonnie Walker had a decent game. We was getting killed by Austin Reeves. He was out there doing and one moves against us, man. Jared Vanderbilt was getting the rebounds. It wasn't much from Beasley, but it was also Dennis Schroeder. He had a decent game. I think he had 17 points, I believe. Yeah, 17 points, and he did very good. And like I said, Anthony Davis had 30 points, 20 rebounds, man. So it was a bad night, man. I was really feeling down after that game. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like what I was seeing from the team. I think they were looking defeated because they played hard, they tried hard, but in the fourth quarter, they had nothing. And they looked lost on offense. So that was a wrap for that game. On to victory again. So in between this game, we played the Warriors tonight. In between this game, Draymond Green put out a podcast yesterday basically ethering Dylan Brooks. Look, I am a Grizzlies fan, but Dylan Brooks get on my nerves a lot. He takes bad shots and he talks a lot. And Draymond Green basically did the B Rabbit thing with him. Said everything that Dylan would say and said it all in this video, in this podcast, man. And it was a good burn. I think most Grizzlies fans couldn't even be mad at him for that. We was just more like, he our guy, but man, he ain't lying. You know what I mean? He is really not lying. This is really, really good what he's saying. So anyway, on to this game, man. The game starts, man, and the Grizzlies come out hot. We hitting threes and moving the ball, and we literally had 48 points the first quarter. 48 points, man, at home. The home cooking helped, man. The home crowd was all over Draymond Green every time he touched the ball. You know what I mean? They were screaming at him, hollering at him, as well as Iguodala, poor Iguodala, man. They ain't gonna never leave him alone for not coming to dress out with the Grizzlies. I ain't too mad at Iguodala. Draymond Green, I'm not even mad at him, but hey, I appreciate the fans going at him. Second quarter happened. The Warriors get hot, man. They come all the way back and almost get the lead to 4. 4 points, man. They hit 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. They got to rolling. It really happened when our best defenders were on the bench. So our best defender, as you know, is Dylan Brooks and Jaren Jackson Jr. Both of these guys was on the bench, and we had our backups in, and Curry was still in the game, and he got hot. That's how it happened. We should have left Dylan in, but, Taylor Jenkins is bullish in a nice way. He is bullish on these goofy rotations, and the lead went all the way down to 4, right? We come back, though. We bounce back. We get the lead up to 18, I believe, and we end the half up. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. We end the half, I believe, up like 12 or 14, something like that. But it was a very intense game. Very, very intense game, man. Like, it was a lot of back and forth, stuff like that, man. A lot of talk, obviously, because the stuff that happened with between Draymond and what's her name, you know what I'm saying? But we literally led this game the whole time. I'm trying to see what the score was at halftime. My trusty statistician thing ain't working for me. Okay, yeah, here we go. So yeah, it was like they're not helping me. They're not helping me. Pull out my calculator. I'm gonna have to just edit this part out, obviously. Let's see, 48. I ain't gonna edit nothing out. Y'all gonna see this. This is real. So we had 77 at the half. You know what I'm saying? Golden State had 59. So yeah, we up pretty high. I believe like 18 points, something like that, man. We got a good lead. Come back in the third quarter. That was one of our worst quarters. We only scored 29 in the second quarter, 48 the first quarter, 29 in the second quarter, only 22 in the third quarter. It was a bad quarter. You know what I'm saying? We came going into the fourth quarter. We wasn't up that much, man, and I was scared. I really was scared because I never wanted to get happy until I saw zeros on the clock, because you know what happens with us, man. We choke away leads at the fourth quarter, but today was a different day. We played good. Dylan Brooks was very composed. He was talking his stuff, but he had a very good game. I believe Dylan Brooks scored 14 points tonight. But we got big plays and big scoring from all of our good players tonight. We got let me see here. Dylan Brooks 14, Jaren Jackson Jr. 21, Desmond Bain 21, Tyus Jones 22. We got Santi Aldama with 15 off the bench, and he was a big help hitting these threes. And that's what happened. We had a very solid game by Xavier Tillman as well. It was a good game, man. I'm just so glad that we got this win. We needed it. It was we was in such a downward spiral with everything that's going on off the court, and I think it was affecting what's happening on the court. But with this Draymond interview, it was so great to get the win today because of that interview. As y'all know, national media is not in love with our team. They got mad because our young guys are cocky. They talk a lot, and they do talk a lot. It is not a lie. It is the truth. They talk a lot, probably too much. And they wrote some checks that they bleep can't cash, and it happened. But we getting back to ourselves, getting back to the defense, and some of the role players are playing good because they always play good at home. So I'm very happy about this win. It was well needed. Dylan was popping off at everybody. Steph, all of them. Didn't get a tech, which is great. And we won. We beat this team. For the Warriors, man, they are incredibly pedestrian on the road, and they should not be. That's a very good team. I don't understand it. They seem kind of unfocused. Had a lot of turnovers. Now I know the Grizzlies we cause turnovers, but the Warriors normally I expected to lose this game, to be honest with you, because we lost every other game in them this year. So I really expected to lose this game, but the Grizzlies stepped up. We did our thing, and we got the win. So next up, I believe we have Dallas this weekend. I don't know if Luka will be there or not. He had a MRI recently because his leg was hurting. It's like a pain tolerance thing. With our luck, Luka will come and play. He's going to have 50 points. That's our luck. But Dallas is next. I'm optimistic that we can get the win because we're at home. We are great. We are one of the best teams in the NBA at home. We're not as good on the road. And we just got to hold, serve, and keep our head above water until Ja comes back. Looking up now at the Sacramento game. Sacramento leading New York by like 5. Hopefully New York can do us a solid and get Sacramento on up out of here so we can stay at the 2 or get back to the 2 because we dropped down to the 3 after losing to the Lakers. But Sacramento is good, man. They coming. They are coming. Notable good things tonight before we get up out of here. Jaren Jackson Jr., I was very, very pleased that they are trying to utilize him more in the post. I think the refs have not caught up to the fact that he's an all-star and not giving him all-star treatment. But with that being said, him being in the post, one or two things going to happen. He's going to either score or get fouled. That's why the Grizzlies need to keep doing that. That's how you maintain a lead. That's how you win a close game. That's how we can kind of make a difference in these bad fourth quarters if we go to Jaren down low. And if it get messed up one time, do not give up on it. We got to keep going to him because, listen, my man is 7 foot. He gets to his left. He can score, and he's a good free throw shooter. We need that. You know what I mean? So that was, but three-point shooting was good. Everybody shot way better because, like I say, they're comfortable because they're at home. One thing I have been noticing, I heard Chris Harrington talk about this, is with Kennard, Luke Kennard. He is a great shooter, but he is not very athletic, right? Like his athleticism don't give him a way to create separation from defenders, and a lot of times he can't get his shot off because he can't get away from them to get the shot up. And I think he's a guy needs screen set for him to get open. He's not getting open on his own. And that's kind of a problem with him, and I don't think that's going to really be good for us in the future. He's not the answer to all our problems, but we do need the shooter. So I'm good with having a shooter, but that is a negative about Luke Kennard, that he can't get that separation. Also, it was a better game from Zaire. It wasn't great, but he tried his best to deal with Steph Curry. Now, Steph Curry did get to cooking and got to making faces against Zaire because but Zaire is long and he's quick enough to stay with somebody. And I think we shouldn't give up on Zaire yet. A lot of people have given up and say, this man is dead. But no, he's a young guy. I think he can get better with time. I think that's about it, man. Kudos to Draymond and Dylan for not getting out of pocket because I really, really thought these dudes was going to fight. Dylan is a madman and Draymond is too, but Draymond is more of a calculated madman, if you know what I mean. Like he's a very high IQ basketball player, so all his antics are calculated. So I really salute them for not letting that get too ugly because words are just words, but I didn't want them to get to swinging on the floor and Dylan lose his cool. So salute to Dylan for that, and salute to the Grizzlies home crowd, man. We was lit on TV. People got there. They was loud, and I believe it really helped the guys. They really, really needed that. With that being said, man, we will definitely have a recap this Saturday after the Dallas Mavericks game, man. But thank you for watching or listening. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Do what you see on the screen right now. Once again, please hit that like button and subscribe. We would love to have you subscribe to our content. Try to keep it constant, and man, we appreciate you, man. But with that being said, man, my name is C. Micah, and I'm out, man. Till the next game recap or podcast, man. Hey, stay about that coaching. We out.